So welcome back to Gentle Yoga. Bring your hands together, close your eyes, and just land in your yoga space on the mat. Focusing on being present, bring your attention to your breath. And we'll open with 3 ohms. Exhale, inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Open your eyes, release your hands. Word of the day is the moon, and it's that message that I sent to you earlier on WhatsApp this morning. The moon does not fight. It attacks no one. It does not worry. It does not try to crush others. It keeps to its course, but by its very nature, it gently influences. So you may have been aware of the moon the last couple of nights. It's been absolutely wonderful. And the moon has a big impact on the tides and also on our bodies physically. It gently influences all the time. So the moon is related to the energy of women and the rise and fall of that energy in the world is creative, and it creates a flow. So this morning in our practice, we will start with opening our joints and allow energy to flow between the joints and moving up into a full body practice. So we have a nice, very slow opening and leading into a moon salutation, and then to finish off with a few quiet poses. So let's get started, and we'll move into toe bending straight away. So find a seated position. If you have a block, take it and place it behind you. You don't have to use it. Also get or put a cushion so that you can sit up straight with your back straight, that you're able to breathe. Yeah? And stretch your toes out in front of you and just slightly apart. And you're going to curl them and stretch them, but you breathe with them. So we inhale, curl, exhale, stretch. Now don't move your ankles. So we do that 10 times. And release that, and then lift your right foot, place the outside of your right foot on top of your left knee. And now we're moving into ankle bending. So draw your toes towards your knee and then point your foot away from you, and do that 10 times. So you're keeping your knee still, you're keeping your hips still. And starting at our toes, as we did, we're sequentially opening our joints and allowing energy to flow, getting rid of blockages. Release that foot to the floor and switch over onto the other side. Lift your left foot, bring the outside edge of it on top of your right knee, and then flex and point your foot so that you're moving your ankle. And as you breathe in, as you point your toes away from you, or exhale. Inhale, point your toes away. Exhale, bring your toes back. 10 times. And release. And into ankle rotation. So your right leg first. Begin to rotate your ankle. Stretch your legs out in front of you and begin to rotate your ankle in one direction. And again, moving with your breath. And now work back the other way. Careful not to hold your breath. And switch to the other foot. And staying present with your breath. And then back the other way, another 10. And come to completion with that. And bring your heels together. We're going to rotate both ankles together in one direction. And moving with your breath again. Keeping your knees still, your hips still, just move the ankles. Just notice if your back is beginning to slump. And now go the other way. And now keeping your big toes together, but moving your heels out. Start to rotate your ankles so that your toes meet in the middle every time. And now go back the other way, 10 in the other direction. Brilliant. And coming into knee bending, bend your knee and clasp your right thigh with both hands and lift your knee off the floor and then stretch it out and bring your heel back to your thigh and do that 10 times. flex and point your foot. Now we're working on the knee. The crackles in our joints, so we'll move through that. Maybe not, maybe yours don't crackle like mine. And then bend your left knee and clasp your left thigh, lift your heel off the floor, stretch it up and release. Your heel back towards your hip each time. And gently release. This time, once again, you're going to bend your knee, bring the outside edge of your right foot across your left knee, and you're going to press down with your knee as if to bring it to the floor and let it back up. And do that 10 times. Press down, only to a point where it doesn't hurt, and bring back up. Keep both sit bones firmly on the floor. We're endeavoring to get our knee to the floor. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. As you see, mine is nowhere near it, but you're heading in that direction. So we've moved through the ankle joint, and we're working on the knee at the minute, and the hip. And of course, you're remembering to breathe and to stay present. Noticing flows of energy through your body. Tingling, movement, sensations. And switch to the other side. Stretch your right leg out. Bend your left knee. Bring the outside edge of your left foot across your right knee. You might like to press down with your right hand into the floor and then press your left knee into the floor and allow it to come back up. So you're keeping both sit bones on the floor. And careful not to sickle your ankle, just keep it nice and engaged by pushing your heel away and drawing your toes back. Moving, breathing. And release. And this time you lift your right foot, right knee off the floor. You might like to lean back a little bit. And this time you're going to make it a circle with your knee in one direction. So what that's doing is moving your hip, as you notice. So your heel is quite close into your hip and you're drawing a circle with your knee. So do 10 in one direction. And don't forget to breathe. And go back to the other direction. So good. Get the hips moving. And stretch that leg out. And curl your left knee in, lift your heel off the floor and rotate your knee in one direction. And don't forget to breathe. Make drawing circles with your knee. And we'll go back to the other side and circle in the other direction. Releasing fascia, body that's built up over time in our joints, connective tissue. If we don't move it, as we get older and stiffer, it builds up and it builds up. And consequently, we get stiffness associated with old age simply because we don't move. And release. And you know what's coming, both knees together. So and are you holding your breath? And back the other way. And release, and just feel the sensations in your hips from that. Simple little sequence, but quite strong. Gentle yoga. It's a misnomer, really. I'm sure you're all feeling it. Moving into full butterfly. So again, I'm still up on my block, so hopefully you're on a block or on a book or on a cushion, so that's keeping your back straight. And soles of your feet together and inviting your heels close into your hips, yeah? So what you're doing is you're going to press down with your feet, with your hands into your knees and let them bounce up. So that's 1, 2, 3, don't forget to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done, folks. And just bring your hands outside of your knees and bring your knees together. Now, the next part of our sequence before we move to our upper body is called crow walking. I haven't done this with you before in class. So what it is you're in squat pose. Go to one end of your mat, if you have a mat, and endeavoring to get your heels on the floor. But if you haven't got your heels on the floor, that's okay, right? So what you're going to do is walk out the end of the mat. Like so, all right? Breathing. And then turn around and walk back. Well done. So you're moving deep into your hips. So it is crow walking. And then turn around and walk back. If you have trouble with your bowels, this and 3 liters of water is said to do the trick, okay? So So if I see any of you walking around the Omagh like this, I know what you're up to. And last time, I'll be interested on your comments on this. And come back into center. Yeah. We're going to wake up all right. So moving to our upper body, hands clenching. So right arm out in front of you, and what you're going to do, I'll just hold it to the side, you're going to bring your thumb so that when you close your fingers, you close your fingers over your thumb, okay? See that? Okay. And then, so right arm out in front. If you wish, you can hold it with your left hand. It's up to you. And we're opening and closing your hand 10 times. Breathe. So every time you open your fingers, inhale. Now we're working on the joints in our hands. And switch over to the other hand, stretch it out in front. And as you stretch out your fingers, inhale. And two arms together. And lower that. And coming to wrist bending. So right arm up in front. Turn your palm up towards, push your palm away from you, turn your fingers up towards the ceiling. And keep your fingers straight. And then turn your hand down. So inhale, stretch them up. Exhale, turn them down. Arms straight. So we've now moved from the joints of the fingers to the joints of the wrists. Release that arm and over onto the other side. Stretch your arm out, turn your fingers up. And inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sink down. Arms straight, fingers straight. And release. We're moving into wrist rotation. Lift both arms out in front of you and make fists and thumbs inside your fingers. And then start rotating your wrists towards each other. Count 10 and breathing. So it's just the wrists that are moving, not the arms. And now go back the other way. And release. Moving into elbow bending. So make a fist of your right hand and bring your bring your fist to your shoulder and stretch it out. So do that 10 times. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bring back in. Elbow in line with shoulder. So we've moved to the elbows. Harder than you think. And release that arm down and stretch the left arm out. Bring your fist into your shoulder. Exhale, as inhale, stretch out, inhale, exhale, bring back in. And release. And now bring your elbow to the side and bring your fist to the top of your shoulder. So your elbow's pointing away from you now out to the side. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bring back in. And lower that arm down and stretch your left arm out to the side. Exhale, bring back in. Do 10 times. Sit bones press firmly down, sitting up tall. And release. And just place your hands on your knees and just feel the sensations in your elbows. I'm just going to take a drink of water. Check the time. Now bring your fists to your shoulders and we're going to rotate the shoulders so you're making circles with your elbows and you're endeavoring to bring your elbows together in front of you. So see if you can get your elbows to touch each other. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Lovely shoulder opening exercise. And now go back the other way. Inhale, stretch up, exhale down. Lovely one for opening the chest, opening the lungs. And release your hands to your knees and just notice the sensations, the joints of your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. And now just to the last part of the practice, pressing down with your sit bones into the floor, stretching your back up, and begin to make small circles with your head, as if you had a pencil on the top of your head. And then just make the circles even bigger. So we're working on the neck joint, the joints in the neck, the vertebrae. Make them so big that your chin comes to your chest, your left ear comes to your left shoulder, your head lolls back, your right ear comes to your right shoulder, and do 10 of those, moving with your breath, and do them slowly, otherwise you get dizzy. 10 big ones. Feel how lovely that feels. Keep sitting down into your sit bones, keeping your back stretched. Keep breathing. And come back to center and just take a moment. Take 5 breaths. Feel tingling sensation all through your body as your joints have opened up. The blood begins to move easily. And now we'll work on the other side. Begin to make little circles with your head once again. Visualize a pencil on your head, describing circles on the ceiling. And as you make them bigger, bring your chin to your chest, bring your right ear to your right shoulder, the back of your head to your back, your left ear to your left shoulder, or if that's whatever direction it is you're going in, sorry. And as you moving with your breath. Exhale away from you, or inhale away from you, exhale back to you. So you're taking in energy by inhaling, and exhaling, you're coming back to yourself, come back to home. Inhaling, girding your loins for up to something, exhaling, relaxing, releasing, letting go. Make the next one your last one. And coming back to a place of stillness. Coming back to your breath. And now make your way to standing. We're going to do a few asanas, a few poses. So we've worked through all our joints, and now we're working through all our muscle groups. Let's check the time. Okay. Standing into Tadasana. So feet together. Line up the root of your second toe with the middle of your ankle. Just feel how good it feels to stand up after all that sitting. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, clasp your hands together, point your index finger. And then inhale forward and back as if you're gently swaying three. Moving with your breath, using your breath as the wind in your branches to move your upper body. Moving all the way. A lovely flowing movement. The start of our moon salutation. And not forgetting to lift your chin out of your chest. Come back to center, gently lower your arms, moving into goddess poses because we are goddess. Lift your elbows in line with your shoulders, step your feet wider than hip width apart, and just bend your knees and just hold. I hope you're breathing. Lower your arms, keep your feet where they are. Press down with your feet into the floor, straighten your knees up. Keep your feet where they are. Turn your right foot out. Actually, I've got that wrong. Turn your right foot, keep your feet where they are, and then moving into star pose, just lift your arms out and stretch your fingers away from each other. the tips of your fingers away from each other. If you feel comfortable, stretch your feet wider apart. Engage your quads. Engage your core. And take 10 breaths. And moving into Trikonasana, allow your arms to come down to give your arms a break. Turn your right foot out. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale and hinge forward and bring your hand either to your thigh, your knee, your shin, to a block or a book if you had one. I'll get mine here. You can use the block or a book in any way you want. Okay to keep your hand on your hip or lift your top arm up to vertical. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor. Roll your ribs back, your shoulder back. Top hand arm in line with lower hand arm. Lift the muscles at the side of your mouth, also known as a smile. And lower your left hand arm down and bring it either to either, so your hands are either side of your knee, your shin, or to the floor. Keeping your back foot where it is. Take 10 breaths. So just do what feels right for you in your body. Engage in your quads. And now taking your weight on your hands on the floor, allow your back knee to come to the floor. You're in lunge pose. Bring the top of your foot onto the floor, flare your toes, come up onto the tops of your fingers, lift your head, look up. Swap feet, front foot back foot forward. More difficult, lift your back knee off the floor if you want a little bit more challenge, or just keep your knee on the floor. Moving back into pyramid, turn your toes under and come back up onto your feet, and either your hands are on your knee, on your shin, or either side of your front foot. Engage your quads. From here, place your hands on your hips, squeeze your elbows back, inhale, press down, stand up. We're moving into Trikonasana. So keeping your front foot where it is, step your back foot back, turn it out, line up your front heel with the middle of your back foot. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then exhale, lean forward. Either place your hand on the outside of your knee, or on your shin, or on the floor, or on a block. Lift your top arm up to vertical. Press the outside edge of your back foot into the floor, engage your quad. Roll your right hip back, your right ribs back. Notice your breathing. Take 10 breaths. From here, we make our way back into star pose, come all the way up, turn your left foot in. So outside edges of both feet are parallel with the short ends of your mat. The root of your second toe is lined up with the middle of your ankle. Lift your arms up, lift your chin, stretch your fingers away from each other, engage your quads. Press your tailbone down, engage your core. Take 10 breaths. Now we can feel our hearts begin to pump and our circulation begin to move, perhaps waking up a little bit. And moving back into goddess pose, walk your feet in a little bit closer if you need to. Lift your arms up, bend your elbows, bend your knees, sink down. Be the wonderful goddesses that you are, the female energy, in line with the lunar energy. Take 10 breaths. Press down, stand up, step your feet together. Lift your arms overhead, clasp your hands together, point your index finger, and crescent to the right and to the left. Beautiful crescent of the move. Inhaling and exhaling. Allow your breath to move you. Release your arms, and that brings us to the end of one full moon salutation. So we make our way down onto our mat and come into child's pose, sitting back on your heels, knees apart, stretch your arms out, allow your head to come to the floor and sink down, come up onto the tops of your fingers. Elbows off the floor. Bring your right arm across the front of your body, turn your palm up, bring the right side of your face to the floor. Your right shoulder to the floor, if that's available to you. And switch to the other side. Left arm across your body. Turn your palm up and look under your right arm. Come up onto the tops of your fingers of your right fingers. And come and stretch out and place your elbows on the floor, stretch your legs out behind you. And a gentle back bend, elbows under your shoulders, press the tops of your feet into the floor, flare your toes, lift your chest up, keep pressing your elbows down. And make your way to lying on your back. If you have a block, you can use it for bridge pose or a book, or simply do bridge pose without a prop. So bend your knees, place your heels in front of your hips, and take your block and slip it in under your sacrum. That's this flat bone at the end of your spine. Inhale, press down with your hips into the floor and lift your hips up high and place the block at a height that's comfortable for you. A couple of books. And you could use a cushion maybe as well, but I think it would be a little soft for this pose. Turn your palms up. And gently release the block out to one side. And come into a rotation pose, bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest, and roll over onto your left-hand side and turn your elbows up towards the ceiling. Look away from your knees. Make goalposts of your arms. Now bring your knees into your chest and roll all the way over to the other side. Bring your knees to the floor. Bend your elbows, turn your palms up, look away, look back towards look away from your knees and just let go into the pose. Inhale, back to center and moving into thread the needle. Lift your right foot, place the outside edge of your right foot on top of your left knee. More doable, stay here. And more difficult, bring your knee into your chest, clasp your knee, shin parallel to the ceiling. Press your lower back into the floor, make both feet active. And release and switch to the other side. Lift your left foot, place the outside edge of your left foot on top of your right knee and bring your right knee into your chest. Thread your hands between your legs, make both feet active, shins parallel to the ceiling. Press your lower back into the floor. Gently release that. And then lovingly bring your knees into your chest, give them a hug and give yourself the most delicious massage of your spine by gently moving side to side, knees into chest. And just enjoying the last pose at the close of the practice. And now prepare for relaxation. We're moving into relaxation for the last 5 minutes into Shavasana. So if you have a blanket or if you want to put on something to keep yourself a little warm, come and lie on your back, arms by your sides, stretch your legs out. And close your eyes and turn your attention inwards. Bring your awareness to your breath. We'll be here for the next 5 minutes. Bring your attention back into your body and onto the mat. You might like to awaken your body by moving your hands and feet. Perhaps give yourself a stretch. In your own time, bend your knees, roll to one side, and make your way back up to sitting. Bring your hands together. Close your eyes. To honor ourselves, each other, in the practice, we close with one Om. Exhale. Inhale. Thanks for practicing. Thanks for coming to practice, and enjoy the moon tonight.